will be the Skyline region and the Southern region going against each other, and the Central region teams going against the Metro region teams, as the Toros of Mountain View take the field. Jess Parker, as we talked about, who guides this Mountain View ball club, he was runner-up for a state championship back in the 70s, came back the following year and won the state championship, then came over here to Mountain View. He is now in his 10th year at the helm, and he's won 2 state championships, there's Jess, while here at Mountain View. On the other side of the field, Jim Rattay, who came here from Ohio just a year ago and took over the Mesa program. And this Mesa high school football program has had some illustrious coaches in its years. You look back at Mutt Ford, and of course, when Ben Arredondo came in 1979, he immediately was named the coach of the year when he led his ball club all the way to the state finals. So there's a lot of coaching tradition on both sides of these two teams.
Well, Mesa High goes back. It's one of the early powerhouses in high school football in this state. I can remember moving out here in the late 50s and early 60s, and Mesa, a lot of people talking about Mesa High because it was really a football powerhouse. Mutt Ford, a legend in Arizona high school football, and he was followed over there by Sharkey Price, who later went on to the University of Arizona as a defensive coach.
Let's go out to midfield and listen for the toss of the coin. All right, Mesa has won the toss. They've elected to receive. Mountain View will be kicking off. So we'll get a look at a potent Mesa offense and a tough Mountain View defense to start this football game off. The last time these two teams met a year ago, November 8th, and it was Mountain View winning over at Mesa by a score of 23-6. Again, both teams already have assured themselves of playoff positions. And this one really to decide who's going to reign atop the Central region. If Mesa wins this one tonight, they clinch the championship. Let's take a look at the men now who will call this one tonight. You see the referee, and it's kind of the Farina family that'll be on the field for this one. Larry Farina, the referee. Steve Farina, the umpire. Harry Taylor in there, the linesman, and Larry Farina, the second, will be the line judge. So Mountain View will kick it off to Mesa, and we will be underway, and we expect it, and we've got a great crowd on hand here at Toro Stadium tonight. The Mesa side of the field just about full, and of course the Toros of Mountain View, their side of the field, as they are week after week, totally full, as Jess Parker paces the sideline. You know he wants this one badly. His ball club last year, despite the fact that they made the playoffs, were knocked out by Westwood in the opening round, was not really a very good Mountain View football team. They finished with that playoff loss with an overall season record of 6-5, and Parker kind of feels, I think, that his club is back to where he would like them to be. And if you look ahead toward the playoffs upcoming on the 21st of November, the team that wins the Central region will go against the number 4 team in the Metro region.
It's been 3 years since Mountain View has finished the year on top of the Central Division. The last 2 years, it was the McClintock Chargers who won the league, even though Mountain View last year defeated McClintock during the regular season. So the Toros looking to finish on top, where they really had a lock on things for a fair number of years back in the late 70s and early 80s.
Well, they have won 6 league titles in the last 9 years as Mountain View, and we're about set to get it underway. The kickoff is underway, and we'll see who fields it down the field. It'll be Orlando McKay, who'll come back up the middle and go out to the 30-yard line, where he's finally knocked down. Make that Shane McCord, who runs the kickoff back to the 30. And it was Lamont Everett. Lamont Everett took the kickoff back to the 30. 1st and 10 for Mesa now. And Shane skips it on the tackle for Mountain View. The offensive alignment for Mesa. Turley along with Jason Mao. Dean Fields the center. Pershing at guard. Robert Jones at the tackle. Sean Griffin the split end, and Craig Martin the split end. Double split end receivers with Richardson. Then those 2 great runners, Stephan and Salder, and Dennis Milius will be at the slot back position for the Jackrabbits. First offensive play of the game as Craig Martin comes onto the field. 1st and 10. And the ball off. This time it goes to Eric Salder. Nowhere to run. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped for a yard or 2 loss as that Toro defense rises up on the first play of the ball game. Brad Heath Brent Blakeman, Bill Cox, and Darren Cower, the front four across the line. A good linebacking trio. Fasak, Fair, and Colin Redding at the linebacker spots. And a secondary of Darren DeGracie along with Pete McKernan, Brian Painter at the strong safety spot, and Paul Standage, a good one. He will be at the free safety spot. Second down, 12 to go after the loss of 2. Richardson, play action, being rushed, looking for some running room, trying to reverse his field, and he will not be able to find any room, and he's hit back at the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down with about 12 to go now for Mesa as all the receivers covered downfield.
Number 11 for Mountain View, Brent Blakeman, was in to force Richardson to adjust what he was going to do. Richardson going back to pass, obviously, but it was Blakeman who disrupted it and forced Richardson to run, and he couldn't pick up very much.
Richardson's thrown for 8 touchdowns this year. He's completed 54 of 110 passes for 906 yards. He's been intercepted 5 times on the year. He's had some big games. He threw for over 150 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the win over Chandler, a great come-from-behind effort by Mesa, and he threw for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns in the big one they had earlier this year over Marcus Teneza. We'll see if Mountain View throws a blitz at his third down and 12, and Richardson on an inside handoff to McCord, and not much running room as he's tripped out over the 30 to the 31. So we got back for maybe a gain of 2 or 3, but still a long way from a first down. It'll be 4th down and 10, and punting time for Mesa. Handling the punting chores will be Tom Duncan. He's also an excellent place kicker, and Mac Fitch standing back inside his own 40 to await the punt. It's a clean snap. The kick is away. A nice high kick as he kicks it away from Fitch, and it will go out of bounds out over the 40-yard line. We'll see where they mark it exactly. They'll move it out to the 42-yard line, where the Toros will put it in play 1st and 10 from that point. So a good defensive stand by Mountain View on the initial series of this ball game, forcing Mesa to kick it away, and now good field position. Tim Jones and Robert Clemens on the left side, with Brannis and Heath and Tinseth over at the guard positions for the Toros, and Hawes a good tight end with McKernan the split end. Cavanaugh will pull the trigger at quarterback. Van Morleham, Lindhorst at the running backs, and Fitch will be the wingback for Mountain View. First time the Toros have touched the football. They run that wishbone attack and that veer option so well. They hand off this time, and squirting through for good yardage is Chad Van Morleham, the fullback. As he gets it out over the 45 to the 47-yard line, he got 5. It'll be 2nd down, 5 to go. Mesa throws up a 5-man front. The nose guard is Malou, and the tackles Pershing and Lardamita. The defensive ends Jeremiah Clark and Shane Oswald. The linebackers Jim Richardson, who doubles both ways, and Jason Abney. And a secondary for Mesa of Cardinal and Bethea at the corners. Everett and Decker will be the safeties. 2nd down, 5 to go. Rolling is Cavanaugh. He will pitch it back, and Lindhorst is hit and dropped. Got maybe a yard if he got that much before he was hit and dropped. It'll be 3rd down with about 5 to go as Derek Bethea from the corner came up to spill him. Here's that veer option. They run it well. And
Lindhorst trying to run it before he had control of the ball. Good tackle by by Derek Bethea. But Lindhorst did a good job hanging on to the football. That could have been a very costly turnover.
So we'll call it 3rd down and 5 to go. 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go first quarter. Mesa took the kickoff, couldn't move it, punted it away, and now Mountain View trying to pick up their first down of the game. There's the pitch once again to the backfield, and again Lindhorst is hit and dropped. Jeff Decker made the stop for Mesa, the 5'10 senior, who came up from the safety position. So both defenses impressive on the first series, and now Mountain View will punt it back. Dropping back will be Brad Cardinal, 5'8" senior, 160-pounder for Mesa. Handling the punt of Paul Standage, a senior, 6'2", 153-pounder. No score. They bounce it back to Standage, who gets it away, line drive kick. It comes up and is taken by McCord, who's back at over the 30 to the 31-yard line.